reason and logic, the two main pillars of true understanding. As we draw nearer to the end of this section titled The Quintessence, Internalizing Krishna's Gitopadesha, and to the final shloka of the entire 100 shlokas course, I shall be stepping up my efforts to aid seekers evolve spiritually towards Vedanta and attain the ecstatic mental state of fully comprehending the true meaning of Shloka 1866. In the next video, 94 of 100, I shall explain Shloka 1866 more in detail. Shloka 1866 is the one we had in video 53 of 100. One thing in common among most organized religions, apart from having one or more central theistic figures, profession of faith, and a set of mandatory conditions and punishments, is the blind belief in them with no right to ask questions. Followers of such organized religions are expected to do or die, but to never ask how and why. Almost all organized religions are based on faith, belief, and strict obedience, simply because they were created to be used as political tools. But the eternal Vedic Sanatana Dharma, of which the crown is Vedanta, is a path of seeking, learning, and experiencing the supreme truth. In Shloka 434, Krishna asks Arjuna to go to teachers, ask them questions, and not quit until they have been answered to his satisfaction. In the first shloka of chapter 5, Arjuna says, "O Krishna, you praise renunciation of all actions, and then you talk about devotion, service, or yoga. Please tell me for sure which one of the two is better." Almost all the Upanishads are in the form of questions and answers, in which most of those who pose questions to great teachers are themselves wise sages. On the contrary, as a member of an organized religion, questioning preceptors or clergy would be unthinkable and potentially punishable. The Upanishads maintain their core principle of logical deduction, and certainly not any kind of blind faith or belief, which is something that has been introduced by dualists who created their own sects and subsects. When a student of Vedanta finds that something does not make sense, he or she is free to question, debate, counter, or even reject it. There are no religious authorities waiting to penalize them. The supreme truth is unchangeable and always the same. It could have been enforced through doctrinal injunctions, but then in such a case, the entire journey of discovering and the ultimate bliss of experiencing it will be lost. Look for Ashtavakra Gita and Avadhuta Gita and study them. You will be fascinated, I promise you. You might want to go through my short course titled Vedanta, a Crash Course, available for free on my YouTube channel, as well as at Davamitram's Udemy Learning Center, bit.ly/tvmudemy. By even beginning to study Vedanta, you will be able to see all the unfounded and illogical dualistic beliefs you have been indoctrinated to believe in due to the literal interpretation of metaphors in Vedic scriptures. Advaita Vedanta is the all-encompassing non-dualistic goal or end of all knowledge. Advaita Vedanta, although ancient and timeless, is light years ahead of all doctrines and dogmas that have been used to create religions and divide society. When you watch the next video, 94 of 100, you will fully comprehend what I meant in the previous sentence. Krishna reassures Arjuna in this shloka 1304 that sages of the past have already studied, analyzed, and debated the supreme truth using reason and logic. Reason and logic are words that are usually not found in the dictionary of faith-based religions. Those who do not follow the process of logical deduction in their studies fail to experience the ultimate state of exaltation achieved through true knowledge. Grow out of dualistic ideas, take to Vedanta, and prepare yourself to experience the Mahavakyas of the Upanishads. The Mahavakyas. 1. Prajnanam Brahma. The highest form of knowledge is the all-pervading Brahman. Aitreya Upanishad, Rigveda. 2. Aham Brahmasmi. I am Brahman. The I does not mean the ego, but the self. Brihadaranyaka Upanishad, Yajurveda. 3. Tattvam Asi. That you are. Chandogya Upanishad, Samaveda. 4. Ayamatma Brahma. The Atman is the all-pervading Brahman. Mandukya Upanishad, Atharvaveda. There is one more. Sarvam Khalvidam Brahma. All this is Brahman. Chandogya Upanishad, Samaveda. Attaining the ability to realize the Mahavakyas is true moksha. Moksha does not necessarily mean going to some place called heaven after the death of the physical body. Moksha means the release or liberation from the bondage of believing one's all-pervading self to be limited to one's physical body. Have you watched my video of Brahmajnana Valimala by Adi Shankaracharya? Do you remember the term Pravilapana I used in video 86 of 100? The term means spreading and complete absorption or even annihilation. We shall get to it in the next video 94 of 100. Shloka 1304. Please note that in some editions this shloka carries the number 13.5 or 1305. Shloka 1304. Rishibhir-bahudhaa geetam, cchandho-bhirvi-vidhaih pruthak, brahma-sootra-padaish-chaiva, hetu-madbhir-vinish-chitaihi. Great sages have sung in various ways the absolute truth about the field and the knower of the field. The truth has been stated in Vedic hymns and have been described in the Brahma Sutras through reason and logic with unambiguous evidence. Rishibhir-bahudhaa geetam, cchandho-bhirvi-vidhaih pruthak, brahma-sootra-padaish-chaiva, hetu-madbhir-vinish-chitaihi. Rishibhir-bahudhaa geetam, rishibhir-bahudhaa geetam, cchandho-bhirvi-vidhaih pruthak, cchandho-bhirvi-vidhaih pruthak, brahma-sootra-padaish-chaiva, brahma-sootra-padaish-chaiva, hetu-madbhir-vinish-chitaihi, hetu-madbhir-vinish-chitaihi. Rishibhir-bahudhaa geetam, cchandho-bhirvi-vidhaih pruthak, brahma-sootra-padaish-chaiva, hetu-madbhir-vinish-chitaihi. महान ऋषियों ने विभिन्न वैदिक सूक्तों में कर्म के क्षेत्र तथा क्षेत्र के ज्ञाता का परम सत्य के बारे में गाया है। विशेषकर इस परम सत्य का विवरण ब्रह्म सूत्र में हेतुवाद तथा तर्क के माध्यम से असंदिग्ध प्रमाण के साथ किया गया है। महान ऋषिகள் க்ஷேத்திரம் மற்றும் க்ஷேத்திரஞனை பற்றி பல்வேறு வழிகளில் பாடியுள்ளனர். மேலும் வேத சூக்தங்களிலும் மற்றும் பிரம்மசூத்திரத்தின் பதங்களிலும் பரமசத்தியத்தை பகுத்தறிவு மற்றும் தர்க்கத்தின் மூலம் உறுதியான ஆதாரங்களுடன் கூறப்பட்டுள்ளது. మహాన్ ఋషులు క్షేత్రం మరియు క్షేత్రజ్ఞుని గురించి వివిధ రకాలుగా పాడారు. వేద సూక్తులలో మరియు బ్రహ్మ సూత్రాలలోని శ్లోకాలలో పరమసత్యం, హేతువు మరియు తర్కం ద్వారా గట్టి రుజువులతో చెప్పబడింది. ಮಹಾಮುನಿಗಳು ಕ್ಷೇತ್ರ ಮತ್ತು ಕ್ಷೇತ್ರಜ್ಞನ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ವಿವಿಧ ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಹಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ವೈದಿಕ ಸೂಕ್ತಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಮತ್ತು ಬ್ರಹ್ಮಸೂತ್ರಗಳ ಶ್ಲೋಕದಲ್ಲಿ ಪರಮ ಸತ್ಯವನ್ನು ಕಾರಣ ಮತ್ತು ತರ್ಕದ ಮೂಲಕ ಘನಪುರಾವೆಗಳೊಂದಿಗೆ ಹೇಳಲಾಗಿದೆ. विविध महान ऋषी मुनींनी विविध वैदिक सूक्तांमध्ये क्षेत्राचे आणि क्षेत्रज्ञाचे ज्ञान गायले आहे. विशेष करून या परम सत्याचे वर्णन ब्रह्मसूत्रांमध्ये युक्तिवाद आणि तर्काद्वारे स्पष्ट पुराव्यासह केले आहे. മഹാഋഷിമാർ ക്ഷേത്രത്തെക്കുറിച്ചും ക്ഷേത്രജ്ഞനെക്കുറിച്ചും പല വിധത്തിൽ പാടിയിട്ടുണ്ട്. വേദസൂക്തങ്ങളിലും ബ്രഹ്മസൂത്രങ്ങളിലും പരമസത്യം ഉറച്ച തെളിവുകളോടെയും യുക്തികളോടെയും പ്രസ്താവിച്ചിരിക്കുന്നു.